Hello and welcome back to another tutorial from CamiPaige Boutique. I am not Brooke Tannehill, it's Nick, and today I'm going to show you how to get air bubbles out of your snow globe tumblers. As always, all of the products I use will be listed in the description below. You may even find some coupon codes that'll save you some coin. If you like this video and want to see future crafting tutorials, give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you can get notified of all new content. Also, come join our exclusive Facebook group where you can take advantage of upcoming freebies and giveaways that you aren't going to want to miss. So without further hesitation, let's go ahead and get started. For this project, we're going to be using a 16-ounce glass snow globe cup. We are also going to be using a UV DTF wrap from Cottage and pumpkin pie from the Drunk Flamingo. Now, getting the air bubbles out of these glass cups can be a real pain, so I came up with something to try to help us out. So this is called the Snowglobe Funnel, and basically what it does is slide onto the bottom of the cup, and then it funnels everything towards the hole to make it easier to go in. So to start, we're going to fill up the cup like you normally would with glitter juice. So this is Fast AF Boy from the CamiPaige Boutique. We're going to put maybe an inch in there, and then we're going to get ready for glitter. Here we take pumpkin pie and just pour some into the funnel and just start shaking it around. The funnel is keeping the glitter over the hole so it falls in a lot faster. You can see here how much is already in the cup, and the funnel's already empty, so we're going to have to load it back up again. So again, we're just shaking the cup back and forth, and you can watch how fast this glitter disappears. Give it a couple taps, and it's gone. It's all in the cup. Now, Brooke told me I still needed more glitter in this thing, so we went ahead and put a third little pile in there and start shaking them back and forth. Give it a couple taps, and it all disappears into the cup. Now, the funnel does look like it's kind of messy, but it's like there's a light residue of glitter inside this thing. But if we're honest, I've seen more glitter spilled on Brooke's table than inside this funnel. Now we're going to fill the cup up the rest of the way with the glitter juice. As you see there, we're filling it all the way up to the top, just like you normally would. Give it a couple shakes to release the air off of the glitter, and then we'll fill it the rest of the way up. Now there's still quite a bit of air in the cup from shaking the glitter around and getting everything nice and coated, so we're going to go ahead and top it off a little bit more. As you can see right here, okay, we are just about full, and there's just a little bit of air left in there. Now this is where the funnel is going to shine. So what you would do in this part was just fill a little bit of glitter juice into the funnel towards above the hole, and it actually gives a spot for the air to escape to get out of the cup. Take your time with this, but move the cup back and forth, give it a few taps, kind of shake it around, and eventually those bubbles are going to pop out of there. After you're happy with it, take a paper towel and soak up all the excess glitter juice that's sitting in the funnel. Then you go ahead and peel it off, take some alcohol, and wipe down your cup. Doesn't hurt to get the sides, get the top, get it all nice and clean, get ready for the next step. Now we get to seal the hole with some clear packing tape and get ready for UV resin. Now we're ready for the bottom of the cup. We're going to take some of this UV resin. This is the same stuff as Beduo that Brooke loves so much, it's just rebranded in a different bottle. We're going to put, I think, 5 milliliters in here. I can't remember, it was either 5 or 10. I think it was 5. It could be 10, who knows. But anyway, we're going to dump some pumpkin pie into the cup and start mixing it up with this little silicone brush scraper spatula thingy. And start pouring it on the cup and get it smeared out nice and evenly. Make it nice and pretty. Nice round circle here. Just trying to take my time. Of course, we're not in a rush at this point. We got plenty of time. If you do mess up any, you could do like I'm doing here and just take a paper towel and this little silicone brush and just kind of wipe it off. And fix your boo-boos and you'll be good to go. Now we're ready to lock everything in. Brooke has this massive UV light. I'm sure she'll link it down in the description, but this thing really cooks these things pretty quickly. So I'm just gonna let that sit on there for a few seconds and everything is gonna be nice and hard, set up, ready to go. Give her a couple shakes. Look at that. Now it's time to play cleanup again. We're going to take some more alcohol, spray it on this paper towel, and just wipe the whole cup down because now we got to get ready for the UV DTF wrap. And we can't forget our cup cradle by CamiPaige Boutique. This thing works great for holding these cups while you're doing these wraps. We're going to set the wrap face down on a cradle and place the cup back on top of it. The cradle actually works really well to help trying to get these things lined up nice and straight. Look at that. On this particular design, the two paw prints are going to be in the way and they're going to be overlapped. So I went ahead and cut them off because I'm going to use them on the bottom. Now here I'm just trying to get it lined back up again. Get the backing paper peeled off, and then I'm going to take scissors and cut this up here. Now we're ready to stick it to the cup. I'm going to get it lined up really quickly and start pushing it on. And about here I realized I wrinkled the wrap, so Brooke kicked me out of my chair and took over, and this is her hands now putting the rest of this wrap on for me, because I don't know what I did. Here you can see her using her thumbs to push from the inside out, working out the rest of the wrinkles on this wrap, and she's almost done, and there. And she takes her little squeegee and pushes down firmly on all the little design elements to make sure they're stuck nice and good. A little extra attention to the one that I had a wrinkle on, and then I finally get to take over and peel this transfer tape off. Now, one important thing with this is you want to peel back like at a really hard angle. That way you don't lift any of the transfer and you get a clean peel like we're doing here. This stuff sticks so good. I don't know what they put in that stuff, but it's really good. But there it is. There's a cup with all the little doggies and the pumpkins and the paw prints. We still got to do the bottom, which we're going to get to next, I believe. Or maybe not. Maybe we'll do that later. Now it's time for the lid, because I was going to call it good at that, and Brooke told me I had to do something with the lid. So here we're going to tape it all off after I already peeled all the silicone. There we go. There's the other bit. I took the seal off the inside. We took the little straw holder off. And now I'm trying to figure out a way to fill the hole in the top of the cup. So I tried rolling up some masking tape and found out I need more tape, so I rolled up some more, figured out I needed more, so I did it again. And we are almost done with that. Now we can shove that in the hole and then get it smushed in there so it stays, keeps the paint out, and I put a little piece of tape on the bottom just to make sure that stays. So I was told to paint this thing orange, so I grabbed some orange paint. I don't know. This stuff is so crappy. I put it on here, you can see it's super thin. Brushing it on and try and get as much coverage as I can without getting it all over my fingers. Get the edge all done. Now we can do the top, get it all nice and covered here. Still can see the wood through it. Kind of looks like macaroni and cheese a little bit. Now we're going to take the heat gun, kind of force dry this sucker real quick, get it nice and dry, and then we'll comb in with a second coat. And here's your second coat. Same thing as before, we're just painting the edges, just trying to get this to hide the wood. I don't even know why I bothered, because the glitter is going to cover everything anyway, but I did. For some reason I had in my head that I had to have the grain of the wood completely covered. So now we're going to grab the heat gun for a second time, warm it up, dry it. Just literally only takes a couple seconds. And then I ended up going in with a third. Now we get to mix some of this black flame candle from the Drunk Flamingo with some UV resin. We're going to get some poured up and mix together real quick. This is actually a really cool color. Look at all the color shifting in there. Now we're going to give this stuff a good mix and get it ready to be applied to the lid. Now when I originally did this, I painted the lid orange because I had planned on using pumpkin pie again, but Brooke overruled me and told me I needed to use the black glitter, so that's why we have this black candle flame. And so I went ahead and changed the color of the lid to black. And so now we get to go put it on. I'm going around the edge. I did get greedy here and try to coat half of the lid before I would put it under the UV light. And what ended up happening is when I get from one edge to the other, the bottom edge would always start dripping. So I would probably, if I was to do this again, I might only do a quarter or a third of the edge at a time and then go ahead and bake it. Here I'm just taking a torch and lightly going over where I just coated to knock any of the bubbles out before I do put it under the UV light. So here we go. Yeah, it's a little sticky yet. I'm trying to figure out how long it actually needs to be underneath there. So I was just cooking it a little bit and lightly touching it. Probably shouldn't do that, but this is my first time doing these, so got to learn somewhere. And now we're going to be coating the other half of the edge of this lid. So we're going to put it on nice and evenly, try to keep it as smooth as possible. And since I'm still doing half at a time, also trying to manage keeping it from running too bad. So I think we just about got it, and we'll be ready to torch it and throw it under the UV light one more time. Now the edge of the lid is done, and so we're ready to do the top. So we're just going to smear some on here. What I did this time around was just work around the edge first and then worry about filling the center in afterwards. So I'm trying to get a little bit globbed in here and just slowly work it, push it up towards the edge. As you can see here, just kind of taking your time, trying not to let it spill over the edge. That way I don't have any cleanup to do, which, I mean, it's not really a big deal, but try to avoid it anyway. So we're still smearing it out. Cover it nice and evenly. This is actually looking pretty good here. Now as I get more of this stuff spread around, you can really start seeing the color of this glitter, which I thought was kind of cool because it's not just a plain black. It's actually got a lot of color to it without overwhelming the black, which I thought was pretty cool. And so now we got the edge all done, and we're going around the hole for the straw opening, and then we can finally fill in the rest of this here. So we're almost done. Just a couple little spots left here, and I think we'll be about done with this. Now I'm just checking the edges, seeing if there's any spots that are close to the edge that need to be touched up. And I think we're pretty good there. Now we can take the torch, go ahead and pop all the bubbles, and then after that's done, grab that big old UV light and cook this sucker. Okay, that should be good there. Now we can go ahead and peel the tape back off of this thing and put the straw grommet back in and the seal for the cup itself. So there's the grommet. Go ahead and push that back in. Kind of fill with it. It's kind of a pain in the butt to get in there, but now we got the actual seal for the cup. And it's back on, and now we can go ahead and do the paws. I'm going to just take these two paws and cut them in half with the scissors, and I'm just going to place them side by side real quick. And my fat fingers can't get these things apart, so I just took an X-Acto knife and separated the transfer tape from the paper. Go ahead and stick one on there. Give them a good rub with the squeegee, peel that off, and do the same thing with the other paw. So we're going to take the utility knife. Please keep the blade away from your fingers. Push away from yourself. There we go. Now for the other paw. And it's on. Squeegee it up a little bit so it's pressed in nice and good. And there it is. This cup's all done. For my first time doing one of these Snowglobe cups from start to finish, I think I turned out pretty good. And there is the final product. I hope this tutorial inspires you, and I can't wait to see what you create. If you have any questions about any of the steps or information, please feel free to reach out and I'll be happy to help. As always, thank you for watching. It really means a lot to Brooke and I. If you like this tutorial, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you can see future videos. You can also ring the bell so you're notified of all future cup making goodies. Thank you again. We love you guys. Bye.